Alright, much brew about nothing time. Playing some Brawl Storm in Modern, and we'll keep this. So let's just Hollow Fountain, untapped, and lead on Sleight of Hand. No Brawl, but double Electromancer is good. Well, we'll take Sleight of Hand. We do need one more land. It would have been nice to be able to Electromancer this turn, this coming turn, but we have plenty of cantrips. This hand is about what we want. No rituals yet, but we can piece things together with all of our cantrips. Steam Vents for our opponent, untapped. Well, that's Sleight of Hand. Get a Scalding Tarn. We got to take the land here. Play Scalding Tarn and pass the turn. Actually, let's just crack this now to be safe. There are 2-mana Stifle effects. Steam Vents, untapped. Pass the turn. Alright, we're getting there. Opponent quickens. Alright, let's just Thought Scour ourselves while our opponent's tapped out. And pass the turn. There's a ritual. So we're getting close. Scalding Tarn for our opponent and Discern Visions. I don't know what our opponent's playing. Could be Jeskai Control? Quicken is a weird one. I mean, it is a cantrip, but there's a land. Well, let's Scalding Tarn and just Electromancer. Opponent appears to have a Spell Snare, maybe? Yep. Alright. Pass the turn. Temple of Epiphany for our opponent. Come on, tap out. Well, Scalding Tarn, crack it. Get an island, and let's just Thought Scour ourselves again. Remand and Manamorphose. I think I should have fetched a Scalding Tarn there. Well, let's play an Electromancer. Opponent has many Spell Snares. Pass turn. Still not sure what our opponent's trying to do. Usually control is not just blue-red. Well, Sleight of Hand. Yeah, let's just take Spire Bluff. Pay Spire Bluff, pass the turn. Next turn we can Gifts Ungiven. And our opponent might tap out eventually. Alright, pass the turn. Opponent quickens, sure. Is there some crazy quicken jank going on? Is that what's happening? We can't really go off at instant speed because we can't Past in Flames. Now let's remand Devastating Summons. This is a spicy combo. I guess we see what's happening now. If our opponent has the third Spell Snare, then I guess they got us. We can Manamorphose to try to find something, but alright. Dodged the bullet, and we gotta just pass, but now I feel like we're pretty set up to win. Can we win next turn? Cast Brawl, maybe? There's Scalding Tarn, that helps. Play Scalding Tarn. Let's crack Scalding Tarn. Grab an island, and play Brawl. Is this the time to go for it? And let's just pass. We can pass in Gifts. And then we should be very likely to go off next turn. Either our opponent has to counter our Gifts, or we'll just have so much action that it should be fine. So Gifts Ungiven. Opponent has Spell Pierce. Alright. We can't pay. That's fine. We still just win here. And we got our Grape Shot. So let's Manamorphose. Add red. Another Brawl. Manamorphose. Off red. Add blue. Desperate Ritual. Pyretic Ritual. And Past in Flames. And that should do it. Now we get to flash everything back, make a ton of Storm, and that's all she wrote for our opponent. So, Ritual. Manamorphose. We got so much red, we just want to add blue now into Manamorphose. Add blue, because all of our cantrips are blue. So if there's ever a a pinch on mana, that's what it is. And our opponent asked how we won, told him grape shot, and our opponent scoops it up. Sweet. Well, I mean, we could have played it out, and that would have been fine too. Our opponent's deck is very spicy, and I don't think we have anything specifically for it. We can bring in our one Hope of Gripper. Wait, we're missing cards. Oh, Moto! It has to be Wear Tear. We always should have Wear Tear. I don't know why Moto does this to us. We'll bring in our one Hope of Gripper. Go down one Remand. Maybe go up the Dispel for Remand and try it like that. Opponent's deck is a sweet idea. I don't know if it's good, but cool idea. Sure. I mean, this hand's fine. Spire Bluff for our opponent. Answer Visions. And passes. Well, Spire Bluff, and let's just lead on Sleight of Hand. I think Serum Visions here is more important than Manamorphose. Manamorphose is great when we're comboing off, but I would rather have the setup of a Serum Visions here. There's a Temple of Epiphany. Our opponent's Endless Spell Snares are pretty obnoxious. The card actually counters a lot of the stuff in our deck. There's a Serum Visions. Well, we're going to get a Brawl down, which is sweet. I don't know if we can win on turn 3. Maybe. Well, let's just Scalding Tarn, crack Scalding Tarn, get a Steam Vents, and play Brawl. And pass turn. See if our opponent has a Bolt or something to kill it. Looks like yes. Alright, Bolt's the Brawl. Whatever. And passes. We get another Brawl. Well, let's try this again. Brawl? Play Scalding Tarn, pass turn. Not going to try to go off just yet. Maybe next turn. Maybe. Steam Vents, untap for our opponent. Well, crack Scalding Tarn. Get a Steam Vents, untapped, and just Thought Scour ourselves. More Bolts. Spell Pierce, sure. Well, there's an island. Let's Serum Visions. And Electromancer. And go Brawl Beatdowns, I guess. And pass the turn. So pretty decent chance we can win next turn, depending on the amount of counters our opponent has and how many of our creatures live. Fork Bolt takes down our Electromancer. That is an upside of Brawl. It does dodge some random fringe removal. Is our opponent tapping down? Lava Spikes our face. Sure. Well, do we win this turn? We get a Manamorphose. Well, I think we got to start with this. So let's lead on Manamorphose. You got a Spell Snare? No. Add red, blue. Another Brawl. Manamorphose. Add red, blue. Scalding Tarn. Well, play Scalding Tarn. Do we have enough mana? Maybe? Oh, man, I don't know if we go for this. I guess we can go for it. Gifts Ungiven. And we'll get Empty the Warrens, Past in Flames, Dispel, and Thought Scour. Alright. Those are the options. So our opponent can dump Past in Flames and Empty the Warrens. They give us the Past in Flames. Well, I mean, I guess we go for it. If they're slow rolling a counter, they could get us, but... Well, let's crack Scalding Tarn. Get an island. Past in Flames. Alright. Slow rolling the Spell Pierce, that's fine. And pass the turn. I mean, the nice thing about Past in Flames is it has flashback, so we try again next turn, and our opponent has to have another counter. Devastating Summons. And Reverberate. Alright, opponent makes a bunch of stuff. Well, let's Thought Scour ourselves. Remand is interesting. Well, let's Past in Flames. I mean, if our opponent has yet another Spell Pierce, then they can get us. So, Past in Flames. Resolves. Now we should be able to win. Manamorphose, unless they encounter this. Add red, blue. Ooh, and there's a ritual too. Manamorphose, add... Alright, pay red, add red, blue. Desperate Ritual. I mean, gotta assume our opponent has a... If they had a counter, they would have used it. Pyretic Ritual. And... What else do we have? Desperate Ritual, Pyretic Ritual. We're out of rituals. So let's... Sleight of Hand? I guess we take the land. Play the land. Crack the land. Island. Untapped. Serum Visions. Jeez. Well, this was not ideal. Can we win here? We only have one blue mana. So I think what we gotta do is add blue. Grape Shot is 7. So 8. Remand is 9. And then 10. Alright, so I think we still have it. We just have to Grape Shot our opponent. Remand our Grape Shot. And I think this Remand is just barely going to sneak it out. Whew! Alright, well, we got there. This deck feels, like you got to play it a bit to get the lines down right. But we got there. I don't think we played horribly. Oh, we actually get to loot from Brawl, I guess? Discard a Brawl. The loot doesn't do much. So, I think this kills our opponent. Yeah, this is just enough. Opponent drops to 9. Then we just Grape Shot again. I guess we could have played the Manamorphose that we drew, but... Same targets. We don't even need the Manamorphose here. We just win without it. And that would have given us more blue mana to keep going, but this works. Pretty confident our opponent does not have a counter. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sweet.